What are 5 industry secrets to know in the supply chain? Hey guys, Mark here from Speedfulfill, and I'm back here with a very interesting video to share with you guys industry secrets in the supply chain. All dropshippers work with suppliers, mainly from China, and it is important for dropshippers to know what is a myth and what is a fact about dropshipping suppliers in the supply chain. Make sure you guys can really like and subscribe. Really helps out here when we give out these valuable tips straight from China, straight from your supplier. So the first industry secret we're going to talk about is overseas warehouses. Now, when it comes to overseas warehouses, a lot of dropshipping suppliers claim they have overseas warehouses outside of China. In our experience, this may not be the case with most suppliers. Outside of companies such as CJ Dropshipping or Shane or Temu, any medium-sized dropshippers out there may not actually be telling the truth. This means they may not be able to have an overseas warehouse because of the labor costs involved, and they really don't add up because most companies will still be more profitable if they shipped out straight from China to the global market or the target market. This means it is more cost-effective for companies to actually continue fulfillment from China rather than have an overseas warehouse that could incur multiple costs that include labor costs, marketing, rental fees in overseas countries in Europe or the US or Australia, where it would be more expensive as compared to actually finding cheaper labor and cheaper rental costs in China. Second is taxation by your dropshipping supplier. The truth is, none of the suppliers out there actually are able to deal with taxes. The main taxing systems that we have in dropshipping when a product arrives at an international border is custom tax, VAT. So these are all dealt with by logistics couriers. So for those out there that are not familiar with logistics partners work hand in hand with a private supplier. So private suppliers work with logistics couriers such as UniExpress, 4PX, CNE, and these are bigger companies that actually help fulfill these orders to global markets. These companies are the ones that actually deal with the customs and VAT tax. For markets such as Europe, you have an IOSS number that could be registered with one of these logistics companies. So your dropshipping supplier may not be able to actually hand you out evidence or taxation records that pertain to each order. So make sure to check with this myth that dropshipping suppliers actually deal with taxation. Most of the taxation is dealt with by the logistics companies. The industry secret number 3, all 3PL suppliers use the same logistics providers. So what this means is whenever you look out for a 3PL supplier such as Speedfulfill, we have partners that help us with the logistics of your products from China to global markets. Now, Speedfulfill will incur different shipping lines. That would mean you have different shipping costs that these logistics companies may give out to us. So the truth is, the logistics providers we have access to in China are the same logistics provider that every supplier has, which means, in fact, there is no supplier with their own special shipping line. We all use the same logistics lines within the market. So make sure to ask your supplier based on the shipping line that they're using, what quotation they're going to give out. Industry secret number 4, dropshipping is relative to markets. Now, what does this mean? Dropshipping and the customer behavior and the way you want to set up your dropshipping store will depend on the dropshipping market. To give some context to this, let's say, for example, you're shipping out clothing to both the Netherlands, the UK, and the US. So in each country, the dispute rate may be different, and how much the payment providers will be strict on your fulfillment process will differ. So just an example, the US or the UK may be much stricter than the resolution used within the Netherlands, for example. The dispute rate may be lower as compared to a country such as Germany, because Germany may have payment providers such as Klarna or PayPal that are not really required in the Netherlands, and this would make it much harder for you to sell lower quality in a place such as Germany as compared to a place such as the Netherlands. So depending on the dropshipping market, this should be relative to the quality that you're selling. Another example would be in the US, you have a very high chance of misinterpretation of the way a product is marketed. So if you have a product that you marketed and when you send out your pictures on your product page, you may not have shown some small physical differences, for example, maybe writings or a different brand name. So if you find yourself selling something in the US that is completely different from the product page, then you are most likely to be in trouble in the US. But in other markets, for example, Brazil, you may be able to get away with such things. So depending on the market that you're selling to, make sure you know what is the customer behavior and what you can and what you cannot do. Industry secret number 5. Private agents are dying out and you're seeing more branded suppliers coming and being consolidated in the market, such as Speedfulfill. So what is the difference between a private agent and a professional 3PL? A private agent is an individual that will help you with the fulfillment process from China to global markets. And a supplier, a 3PL supplier, has a more professional team around them and is a brand that does the same process, but only more professionally. A private agent also has advantages over a supplier or 3PL because you may be able to get better pricing, a more personalized relationship, and with working with an individual, you could actually get replies from them at midnight in China, for example, something that you may not be able to get from a 3PL. But a 3PL offers more credibility. They are able to help you scale much further because they have deeper connections with more factories and they have a bigger team, so they are more professional. So with that being said, a lot of dropshipping nowadays is different from 2017 dropshipping, and most dropshippers are getting more and more professional, and the private agents are dying out, and companies that have brands such as Speedfulfill are coming up and actually showing that they offer a more professional service for dropshipping. So make sure to make your choice very wisely when you're picking a supplier. And with that being said, that's all I had in this video today. It was really a pleasure to share these tips and tricks on dropshipping from the perspective of your supplier here in China. Make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really helps us a lot, and really enjoyed making this video and hope you guys liked it too. Until next time, I'll see you guys. Peace.